think it's time for me to show you my village, if I find a way. Back in the days there used to be hundreds of people, if not thousands, living here, and now there may be like 20, 30. So it's kind of like abandoned, and the village is quite big, or it used to be. So what you're gonna see now is the center of the village with the church, but the village goes across many hills, and yeah, it's hard to show everything in one short video. And on the other hand, there's not much to show because most of the village is just houses here and there in the hills, but I can at least show you the city center. What you see there is the only shop that is still open, and there is almost nothing there. These two are shops, and there's the main church, which I'm gonna show you now. So yeah, there we are in the center of the village. Like I said, these are the two shops. There are two people living there. One guy married to an Albanian woman called Esmeralda, just like in the Spanish telenovelas. Also, that's a proof that Serbs and Albanians can live together, but technically he's Bulgarian, which means that Bulgarians and Albanians can live together. But he's not really Bulgarian in Bulgaria, not really a Serb in Serbia, which means that people can live with people. That's what I mean. And what you see here is people used to sell their cows and bulls and other animals here, and they would measure their weight, tell the price, and give money to the people right away. And now it's pretty much abandoned. And there's the bus stop, and there is no bus here. I heard that there is a bus coming once a week, every Friday, but I'm not completely sure. So, of course, these mountains are full of water, and I think that's the biggest treasure. The soil is really fertile, and as you can see, there is so much water everywhere. Like wherever you walk, you just see water that is constantly going this way for decades and maybe even hundreds of years. And it feels like a limited amount of water comes down from the hills. But that's the beauty of this village, and maybe that's something that led people to move here. Fertile land, a lot of water. I mean, that's the real treasure, or at least it used to be back then. What you see here, this building, is a place like for first aid. I mean, it's not a hospital, but there would be a local person who would help the people or maybe sell some medications. And now it's abandoned. And there it is, the church built by the local community. They were all poor, and they were collecting money somehow to build this nice small church for them. And even the church is now sort of abandoned. Not really, but they would only gather when there is some sort of feast or someone dies, which is often the case. Maybe back in the days it would be a place for weddings and kids being baptized, but now it's just for gathering people when someone dies. And I cannot tell you anything about the architecture. I'm not an expert, but it looks nice. I mean, it's very basic, kind of primitive, but you cannot expect more than more than that. I mean, there are no people to live here, but yeah. I have a key, so we can go inside and quickly see how it looks. It's very small, quiet, just like the village. So many icons everywhere and no people in the near. Even the smell of candles is gone. Probably they had plans to build more things and they couldn't finish it. Or, I don't know. Some people leave money, some people leave socks, whatever they have, to help the people in the village. Probably these money are not even sufficient to maintain the building, so it will probably be just used to buy more candles and who knows what else. Yeah. Abandoned, just like most of the houses. But what can you do? You lock it and you forget about this place. That's what people do with their houses. They just lock them and they just leave. But that's the beauty of it. I mean, so much nature here. I think people will come back one day. Who knows? And the last shop, which is abandoned since I don't know, since I was a kid. The last shop is here. So there used to be 3 shops right next to each other, and the only memory I have of this shop is when once some old grandpa just called me to come with him, and I didn't even know him, and he took me here and he bought me 1 chocolate. I think it was with blueberries. It was so tasty, and yeah, I don't even know his name, but he was really kind. He just wanted to buy me something. That's how it looks. There will be a lot of food here, flour, just basic things. The beer here. Often people would sit in front, talk to each other, have fun, say who got married, who became rich, wealthy, and yeah, now it's empty, as you can see. I cannot really see what's inside, but I guess there is nothing there. And I think this should be a toilet, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Small toilet. And yeah, just nature. There's the center of the village that is, I think, not even a village anymore, since many people are gone. It's, I think, just a mountain region now. But who knows? I don't know what else is here. I think there is not much. Just nature. And that's the local school where it used to be. Back in the days when my father was young. Just in first grade there were 70 kids going to school, starting, and who knows, maybe 100 something more. And this used to be the old school, and in the new school, which is now an old school because it's abandoned, there are no students and no teachers. And there is a basketball basket, handmade, wooden. This is how people lived. What is common about the houses in my area is that they all have this small door, I think, to protect themselves from goats and maybe even cats, but cats would always jump in and go inside. And I think basically every house, or almost every house, has these doors, as you can see also here. I never really knew what this house is meant for and who lived there. Maybe it's not even a house, or maybe it was a house with like, I don't know, barn or whatever. But on this field, next to these shops, people used to, when I was young, people used to play football here. So there will be like 2 wooden goals on both sides, and people would just run and kick the ball. I don't really know how they would play here because it's just like that, and it's not really narrow, and I don't know what kind of football you would be able to play. But yeah, in the mountains you still want to have fun, and there will be so many people gathering once in a while in front of the shops. There will be a lot of music, so you would want to still play, especially if you're younger, you had a couple of beers. And yeah, even though it's a very bad surface, people would play here all day. And yeah, it's quite nice. I like it without people. I wouldn't want to live here, but it's kinda nice to isolate yourself from the modern world. Even for a week, it's enough. You realize a lot of stuff about yourself and about the world and what you actually need in life. And you wouldn't want to be isolated forever. But I'm pretty sure that all of us would want to have some peace once in a while. And you can have it here.